right, everyone. I'm Striker. Welcome to the final broadcast of Season 4, Week 2 MVA. We're bringing you a Sunday nightcap of an Elysium matchup between CloudSus Gaming and KWM. Both teams looking to end the week with a victory here. A lot of interesting matchups coming for you tonight. Some new players making their debut. Some returning classics. Red Septile from the champion Flaming Tanukis making his season debut back from a long awaited vacation. Fierce Ray looking to lead the way, the franchise player for KWM, joined by Techies who showed up strong during the next gen invitational preseason tournament we had. And and a lot of other great Valorant players, Mason himself, Kai, Turbo Run It Back. There'll be a lot of interesting players in our game tonight. Be curious to see what maps each team will want to play. Will they stick with will we see similar map pools to week 1? Or will they mix it up? It'll be tough. It'll be interesting to see. Champions underway for those who are watching. And so, yep, soon we'll be bringing it to our map pick and ban for you coming up shortly. So we kind of speculate, what will we be seeing here? There's always Ascent, the classic. Can you play Valorant in a fundamental way map? Bind, newly returned. People, have mixed opinions on that. Same, I feel like, with Fracture, really interesting map. I really like it, but others certainly do not. All right. All right, coming up to our map pick and ban. I believe Kittens with Mittens will have the first ban. We'll see what they do with it. Yeah, thanks for taking time out of the end of your weekend to join us tonight. I'll be curious to see. Split is our first map banned. More defender-sided map still, even with the changes. Interesting chat plays and comps. Ascent next map banned, going away from the fundamentals here. Two of the older maps in the map pool being shown the door. What will our first pick be? KWM picking Pearl. I feel like a map that has definitely been growing in popularity. The more people understand it, as we've seen a lot of pros play, we have a lot of interesting comps that can be played. CloudSus responding with Lotus, another newer map to the pool. 3-site map, more attacker-sided. Both these maps very attacker-sided, even with the changes to be on Pearl. Lotus, as we've seen in prior games, very attacker-sided, but if you can sneak those extra rounds on defense, you can make all the difference. Fracture, next map banned, multi of passive attack, not wanting to be dealt with. Haven, the other third 3-site map, but still a little played out, also being banned, which means Bind, recently back into the pool, will be the decider for us tonight. KWM will be defending first on Pearl. So they'll be looking to get those couple rounds. CloudSus choosing to will also be attacking on Lotus. Double attack on both sides, double defense for KWM. So we'll be interested to see, will Kittens be able to battle back from the potential of being down early in both his Lotus and Pearl maps. And CloudSus is going to be attacking all the way as they go to be attacking on Bind, which is a bit of a more efficient, maybe a touch defender sided. Our players make their final preparations. We'll soon be heading in to our first agent select. Be curious to see what agents will be picked. Will we get that classic swamp comp of Harbor Viper? Will it be Jet? Will it be Raze? Be interesting to see. coming up for you very shortly. Just waiting for final readies from both teams before we take you in to Agent Select. Oh, a few should be here shortly. But this map pool, I think it's interesting. More of these more recent maps, we've seen this coming out more and more as more teams I think are getting involved with these more newer maps. They have these ideas. They're a little less defined, but there are enough ideas where people are still trying to find that optimization. All right, here we go to Agent Select. All right, we're at the Agent Select team. Kai locking in the jet, flag on that sky. Chug's going for the Astra Viper Wolf. So we're going double control, but not the Viper, but we are having Harbor Astra. I think it's still an interesting comp. Techie's going onto that jet, powerful on this map with that operator. See how they use it. Flag on the sky. Really do like the sky. It's like single initiator. If you're going to run one, I think sky is the one you need to run. So we're looking for that initial jet matchup between Kai and Techie. Still just being shown 4 euros by the Cloud Sus group. Agents may be getting. What's that, Mason? Locking in the sky as well. See what other agents they pick to fill out. Still no smokes shown for Cloud Sus, but Septile potentially showing us the Astra. More of a duelist player in prior seasons, but has always had a controller in their back pocket. Turbo locking in Cypher. Interesting difference on the Sentinel. KO double initiator coming in from Sci-Fi. It's like we're going double controller, single initiator versus double initiator, single controller. Have to see how this plays out across the matchup. Team comps, kind of standard to a certain level, but no Viper is a little odd, but we'll see how the teams make it work. A lot of the other agents pretty standard. Cypher I think is a little less picked here than KJ, but still has some cool setups that can be run. Here's to see how both teams control and fight for mid throughout the course of this map. How often will the attacking team go for that B long, even with the changes made to make it a little less attacker side, it is still a very powerful post plant positions that can be held up here, up on B long. I think off my initial personal, I think prefer the KWM comp. I just do like the KJ just a little bit more over Cypher here in the double controller setup, but that added ability from KO used well for both retake, potentially for takes and retakes, attacking and defending. Could be a nice wrinkle here from Cloud Sus that might push them over the edge. But we'll just have to see as soon as we load in. Jet versus Jet matchups can always be very defining as they're the main entry players. Potential entry players on attack, and potentially those B-long oppers, which can try to make that B side a little less appealing for the attackers. It'll be interesting to see how much each team prioritizes getting that up and running on both attack and defense. Interesting, this is Beth used to occasionally see, maybe could see Chamber on, but both teams, electing for more set and forget, less active Sentinels. All right, as we load into game here. Kind of a classic spread coming out from our defenders here. It looks like an A-lean potentially being set up for our attackers at Cloud Sus. Yep. Setting up here, looking 4 players. It looks like potentially all 5 players setting up towards A. 2 players mid, potentially looking to take an early fight mid for KWM. 2 players B. 1 player Art, no one truly on A proper. Might just be trying to play retake. Knife comes out A, should potentially give some information. Wall immediately thrown by Ray. Orb collected. Push spamming through the wall. Ray working backside, working just into kind of dugout right now. Turbo trying to hold flank. Still mid presence given. Spike not with him. Execute potentially being set up. Mason working his way through the smoke. Wall coming out to try to slow down. Chugs rotating over to support Ray. Still keeping discipline mid and on B. Potential flash coming up. Initial peak contact has been taken. Speculative shots being traded back and forth. Smoke's coming out here. Comes the knife. Septile gets that big first kill onto Ray. 4 versus 5. Flash is coming in. Gets some. Techies gets Sci-Fi. Techies gets Mason. 3 versus 4. Spike going down, but it'll be 4 versus 3 in favor of Vendors. Techies jumping onto site. Kai holding with Mason. Holding with Septile. Crossfire is being held. Chugs gets Kai. Flag gets Septile. All on Turbo. Currently playing with Viper. Gets 1, but Flag is there to clean it up. A clean retake comes out for KWM. First round going to them. Important first round for our defenders. This map can be more attacker-sided. Mixed basic buy coming out. 1 Bulldog, 3 Spectres, and 1 Marshal. With just a single Sheriff coming out into the hands of our attackers. Just going to be playing. This is more of a standard eco. Looks like a potential 5-person B-lean. This time might try to go through mid. Viper Wolf setting up some KJ util by double doors. Still not really playing anyone on A. Really waiting for those audio cues. Speculative space being taken. Working their way up now into Art. We're ready. Jump spotting happening. Chug spraying away. Takis gets that first pick onto Sci-Fi with the Guardian. Kai just gets out, but they are very low on HP. Two players kind of working up advanced mid position in Turbo and Mason. 2 other players still holding on B. Viper Wolf gets Mason, though, in that Art connector. Turbo poked into Flag. Flag cleans up Turbo very quickly. 5 versus 2 with Kai on incredibly low HP. Septile, Sheriff in hand. Look to try to do some economic damage to the defenders. Working their way now up through mid. Still just being held by Flag with that Bulldog. Septile takes the jump spot. Gets Flag. That's that Bulldog down, but should be able to recover. Viper Wolf going to take this initial contact onto Kai. Cleans up Kai. But Septile gets Viper Wolf, but only 9 HP left. Swings into Ray. Ray cleans it up. Valiant effort. Some economic damage done. But still, Guardian, Spectre, and Bulldog will set up for a pretty powerful bonus round for KWM. Rifles now coming out for our attackers. They'll look for a clean rifle round to stabilize their economy. Still a pretty dangerous bonus. 2 Sheriffs, 2 of the light rifle, 2 of the cheaper rifles, and that Spectre can do a lot of damage if played properly. It's like more of a default now coming out for the attackers. Still same default spread from the defenders. KO Knife just barely doesn't catch anyone. 2 players now working up onto A. Ray trying to generate a wall. Crossfire setup. Ray gets that initial first pick onto Mason with the Marshal. Gets some chip onto Kai as well. Kai spraying back through on the smoke. Damage traded back and forth. 4 versus 5 though, now in favor of our defenders. KJ util being worked out mid. Flag docking for intel is going to see Septile there waiting. Pulling back now, not over aggressing. Still though, 4 versus 5, a minute left on the clock. Kai almost holding that rifle, still has Spike. Flash Kex collects Sceptile. Util still being broken. Knife comes in, still 2 players here. This is gonna be a big conflict. Shoulder peeking, swinging is Sceptile. Flag wins it out with the Spectre. Rifle now down. Flash comes in. Turbo pushes through, but is blinded. But Turbo does clean it up, gets the double. Ray, though, also collects Kai in the meantime. 3 versus 2 in favor of the defenders. Low HP. Sci-Fi has the timing. Oh, just misses. Flashes themselves out. Ray now has gun, though. Flank is being pushed by Chugs, and Ray now has Sci-Fi pinched. Gonna need to try to isolate some of these duels here. Fighting with Chugs. Techies, though, pushing. Great tension dividing. 13 seconds. Turbo, 15 HP in a 1 versus 3. 10 seconds left. Gonna need to find all 3 kills, but Chugs cleans it up. 3rd round on the board for KWM. 3 rifles collected. Their money will begin to build now. As Cloud Sus will be forced back onto an eco round. 1 hero rifle being forced out by Turbo. Nope, going back down to that Bulldog. 1 Marshal, potentially to challenge a long angle Sceptile. 2 Sheriffs, and a Stinger. Setting up potentially a 5-man push onto B long. Flag, though, potentially ready just to immediately throw this Skybird for information. Out it comes. Gonna get a big blind. Undeterred, though, pushing through. Spike collected. They're continuing to work their way down onto B. Still 2 players here, ready to meet them. Util clearing out back halls, forcing both players into that back corner of hall. Dog does see them. Kai pushing forward, Sheriff in hand. Flag, though, gets that first kill. Spike trying to go down. Flash out onto Flag. Running through with the Stinger is Mason, cleaning up onto Flag. 4 versus 4 into the retake. Chugs, though, gets 1. Chugs gets 2. 2 versus 4 very quickly. Low HP on Mason. Techies trying to swing into him. Sceptile gets Techies. Chugs, though, gets Mason. 1 versus 3. Sceptile, Sheriff, and a Marshal. Gets 1, but Viper Wolf cleans it up. 4 rounds in the row for our defenders. Good effort on the eco, but just not enough for Cloud Sus Gaming to get their first round on the board. Chugs and Flag currently leading the way. Astra's on top for both teams. Will be another rifle round. Money, though, really starting to build for KWM. They can, and there it is. The first op now on the board, bought by Techies. The money's still pretty good. Money needing a couple rounds put together to stabilize their money. Does Cloud Sus Gaming. Looking like some mid pressure with some pressure A. Combo play, though, coming out A-long, dash back. Op is trying to push out A-long. Is Util'd out. Oh, Sceptile thought he got the kill, but he doesn't. Ray cleans it up. Unfortunately, there's only 7 HP left on Ray. Might try to find that heal. Flag is there to deliver. Op is now revealed. Kai did a little bit of chip. Sci-Fi flashing over. Trying to get kind of sight. Mason also flashing. Sci-Fi gets Techies. That is the op down. Sci-Fi gets Viper. 2 quick kills for them. 3 versus 4 now in favor of the attackers. Storming onto A site, but Bomb is all the way back there. Op recovered by the defenders. Sci-Fi gets his 3rd onto Flag. Cannot be stopped at the moment. Chugs playing in secret, 1 in Flowers. Chugs and Ray, both controllers, need to make something happen. Chugs, though, gets Sci-Fi. Mason gets Ray. 1 versus 3. Spike now going towards B. Turbo working his way through A, trying to catch Chugs. Rotating through spawn, getting pinched between them and Mason. Chugs gets Turbo. Chugs, though, gets flashed by Mason, and Mason cleans it up. First round on the board. Op recovered. Now into the hands of Kai. Still, money for a buy for our friends at KWM, but their economy beginning to get a little more questionable. An important round coming up for both teams. The loser this round will be most likely forced onto a light buy of some variety. Both Astra ults are now available. Sky available for Cloud Sus as well as that KO ult. Sceptile immediately takes that initial bird contact. Aggression by Techies pushing up A main. 3 players pushing out of A main, though. Mason has taken tremendous space through Art. Everyone else kind of holding. Rest of Mason takes that first contact, chugs, and them definitely saw each other on the map. Dog coming out. Mason working their way into connector now. Techie still holding A with Ray. Alarm bot is going to reveal they are going into B connector. Stars setting up for this B exec. Here comes the KO ult, turning off the util. Looks like just the retake going to be played for by KWM. Spike going down. Chugs, though, gets Sceptile. Player 4 versus 5 as we head into this potential retake. Trying to use utility to beam up. Chugs working from this heaven position. Sees one, unable to find another kill. 2 players, though, are working this flank. Ray and Techies. Turbo's going to have to hold the line big here for them. And it doesn't. Ray gets 2 there, pushing on that flank. 2 versus 5. 1 versus 5. It's all on Kai. Swaps the op for the rifle, being held by Flag and Viper. Smoke comes down. Kai gets 1, but Flag is there to clean it up. Op should be recovered. 5th round now on. Will soon be on the board for KWM, showing a very strong start to their defensive half. Op back in the hand of Techies. With Cloud Sus back on another light buy. Should be able to get a couple. Should be able to get a hero rifle out into the hands of Kai, but everyone else going to be on marshals and sheriffs. Maybe one stinger out, coming out there for Mason. Money low on everyone. Money low on Viper Wolf, but strong for every other member of KWM. KJ Utility is pretty expensive. More of a classic default now coming out for Cloud Sus. Jet knives have been popped. 2 players working that A elbow. Techie's holding for a mid push. Ray gonna take this initial contact. Jump peeks. Sees at least 1. Wall comes out, trying to delay. Turbo kind of rotating away. Sceptile pushing up onto B. Marshall in hand. Sees Chugs. Players know where they are. Dog will come out, is also going to see. Knife comes floating in. Kai gets Ray. Mason gets Techies. 2 quick kills on A. Site control. Bomb is coming that way. Players rotating through both spawns to meet up. Kai low HP, gonna get some heals. Viper Wolf pushing now out through mid. Could run, being held, could run into Sceptile. Traps being placed. Viper Wolf now gonna probably rotate back through Art. 5 players up now, and this eco. Rifles being recovered. Chugs working their way into dugout through Secret with Flag. Viper Wolf coming through Art. 4 players. All players holding here from A main. First contact is taken. Mason now with op in hand, recovered. Techies. Defender KJ ult coming in. Gonna catch all of them. They're gonna have to either fight this or play it back. Viper Wolf gets Turbo through the smoke. Kai runs forward, gets cleaned up by Chugs. Defuse is started, but is pulled away. Time is ticking down. Flash comes out. Flag gets 1, gets 2, gets 3! And with a second to spare, Chugs cleans it out. Great util use in that retake to thwart the Cloud Sus Thrifty. 6 rounds now on the board. Back in the hands of Techies now. 10 kills, Chugs and Flag leading the way for KWM and the lobby. I'm trying to see, does Cloud Sus have anything to mix this up? Techies taking this high angle. 3 players leaning B, 2 players working mid. 3 players mid for the defenders. Techies playing this angle. Contact has been taken, waiting for them to push in. Op shots traded back and forth. Sci-Fi gets that first pick onto Viper Wolf mid, flashing their way in. Wall coming out for the attackers. Forces Techies off, pops those jet knives. Looking for potentially someone on the flank. Sceptile creeping in. Chug still, though, hiding just behind the wall in back hall. 4 players now working their way up into B main. Sci-Fi working their way down B connector. Still 5 versus 2 in this scenario. Dog from Mason reveals Kai gets Chugs with that op. Techies Trap now. Held by the op. Op versus op. Flash. Shots being traded back and forth. This is that op. Into those knives. Mason gets Ray. Techies gets Kai with the knives. Flag mid. Cut off alone. In a 1 versus 4. Might be trying to do some damage here. Could run into sci-fi here. Timing will be critical. Wins it out onto sci-fi. 70 HP left. Next up is Turbo. Turbo does clean it up. Team Ace acquired. Second round now on the board for Cloud Sus as they try to build some momentum into this attacking half. Op is saved over. Will get back onto Kai. Doesn't look like another op will be purchased by the defenders as they'll elect for full rifles. Money still precarious a little bit for both teams. Mixed buys most likely coming out for the team that loses. 6-2 though, this has been going in the way of KWM. Setting up for 3 players mid, potentially 2 players going B. Op looking to take an initial challenge is Kai. Sees the jump spotting Chugs. Misses that shot. Op is revealed to be B long. Mason dogging through, sees one. Techies trying to look to take this duel. Runs into a Techies, gets Septile. Good utility combo there from the Astra. Sci-Fi working their way up B, taking that pillar position. Mason trying to get into Art. Dodges the Sky Flash. Here comes more utility going to reveal. Mason still mid, everyone else still on that B side. Will they rotate? This push has kind of stalled. Still, only 2 players really holding it. Defensive shape well maintained for KWM right now. Some pressure being to rotate over onto A, but that is where the KJ is currently set up. Knife reveals nothing close through mid. Patience is definitely the virtue for KWM right now. Viper Wolf about to potentially run into the remaining 3 players, but Ray is in a position to quickly rotate to support. Flashes come in. 30 seconds left. Gonna reveal. KJ Util going to be popped. Spike going down. Turbo just sitting in it. Dies to Molly. And Ray's a big double kill on the flank coming out through Art. All on Kai. Op in hand in a 1 versus 5 is probably just going to have to save the op.
10 seconds left.
Masterful display of patience by KWM, not to be manipulated by pressure. Kai holding, sees Techies. Techies sees him though. And now we'll bring him down. Op now back into the hand of Techies. 7 rounds now on the board for KWM. No timeouts currently taken. 2 hero rifles looking like they're going to come out in the hands of Mason and Sci-Fi. Sheriffs coming out for everyone else. Sci-Fi gonna have to make do. Red Septile gonna have to make do with just a classic. Money now looking pretty good for our defenders at KWM. Alrighty, still looking like 4 players A could potentially just immediately run into this op, and they do. Shots missed though. Septile taking some damage. Techies collects Sci-Fi for that first pick. Techies now working their way into backhall, looking to find another that op. Turbo trying to lurk their way in. There is still flags waiting for someone to lurk through A, it feels like. KWM not really overcommitting any rotates, still just holding. He's now repositioning. Oh, Turbo has seen flag, takes a couple shots at them. Wall comes out from Ray to buy him some time. Techies collects Kai. Second kill on the round with that operator. Chug's seen as being pressured from back halls, but still, they have to swing into this op, and that's going to be a tough ask. With no true rifles, Techies collects Septile, tries to swing on him. 3rd kill for Techies. Looking for 4, gets 4. Can they get the ace? Turbo does get Chugs. Techies looking for that ace. 1 bullet left in the mag. And Turbo gets them with the Guardian. 1 versus 3. Ray, though, on site trying to deny him. Pushes through. Tries to grab the op. But Ray is there to clean up the round. 8 now on the board for the defenders. A little scary for a minute, but easily stabilized by Ray. Alrighty, 8-2 Flags, Chugs, and Techies all into the double digits. Ray just behind. Everyone stepped out at 6 kills apiece for the attackers. Map not exactly playing out as you would expect, but maybe these teams are just defensive side of the knife. We'll find out shortly when the side switch. 2 rounds left. Flashing, Techie getting aggressively flashed onto this angle. Takes that first contact, dashes, but over dashes, Turbo cleans it up, but the flag is there to trade immediately back. 4 versus 4 quickly. Mason flashing off to the corner. Kai now pushing also through Art. Flash is being traded back and forth. Everyone's just kind of blind. Mason gets killed by Ray. Ray gets Sci-Fi. Kai gets Ray. Flag playing in dugout in this fight with Kai. 2 versus 3. Septile also coming through a main. Support coming for the defenders as well. Flag looking, sees that gun barrel, sees Kai's gun barrel, takes that fight, wins that fight. Septile trying to get the spike down. 1 versus 3. Gets stunned, gets 1, but they are stunned. Flash comes out as well. Flag cleans it up with their 3rd on the round. 9 rounds secure for the defenders. Clinical defense being shown by KWM, never over-rotating. Confidence in their teammates to get theirs, to make them pay when they take these sites. And then the retakes have been well executed, swinging together, eking out every advantage. 9-2. Just to get it to 9-3, last round of the half. Mixed by coming out. 2 Bulldogs, a Guardian, only one rifle for attackers. Stumbling through, pushing on a Techies. Still has that op in hand. Going to Dog coming out. Avoids the dog, does Techies. Gets that first onto Mason. Knives now popped. Oh, Ray gets Septile out of the smoke, but Kai trades back. 3 versus 4. Techie in that smoke, throwing his knives on through. Trying to push out into Art. Working their way out through water, potentially still kind of holding, trapped deep in mid of the 3 remaining players. Here they are now bursting out of Art, flashing through. See the head, they see the Techie's head there in dugout. Molly's coming through, knives coming through. Flygo's there to clean up Kai before he can get to work done with those knives. Spike's going to be down, but it's going to be a 2 versus 4 into the retake. Because get 2 players. Flash comes in, he's going to get both of them. But Sci-Fi is there, gets Viper Wolf. Dog comes and is broken. Remaining 3 players in secret dugout flowers. Crossfire's trying to be established. This stun is going to come in and get Turbo. But Sci-Fi's there holding, gets 1. Gets trades coming back and forth, thick and thin. Which the numbers game playing out for KWM as they take a commanding 10-2 defensive half here on Pearl. Flag in their first appearance. A 16 kill half on that Sky. Doing an excellent job of flashing their teammates, but also trading very efficiently. Always they're having their teammates back. Bigger comebacks have happened, but it's a tall task for Cloud Sus as it all starts with this pistol round, which feels like a must win. Looks like a 5-person mid pressure potentially being set up by KWM, but no, now Viper Wolf rotating down to A, but still 4 players here mid. How much challenge will come out from Septile and Sci-Fi on the other end? Knives coming in, pushing forward. Septile gets 1 onto Techies, gets 1 onto Ray. Chugs, though, trades back onto Sci-Fi. 2 players going to run into Sci-Fi. Chugs again with that Frenzy, gets 2 to equalize back to 3 versus 3. 2 Art, potentially leaving Art. Going back mid. Working their way. Where are they going? Could they be headed to B? Regrouping as 3 now. Looking like they're heading towards A. 1 player A, 1 player B, 1 player still kind of lurking mid for our defenders. Everyone kind of holding Art. They are slow walking here through a main. Orb already been collected. It's not that sound cue to give. Kai also now rotates into Art, playing with Turbo. But they expect potentially something coming more mid. Kai now going back to recheck. Util coming out. Flash comes through. Kai is now aware. Pash spamming through the smoke, trying to get some, but Flag gets him back through the smoke. 2 versus 3. Chugs low HP. Only 19 left, but is going to be able to get the spike down. Spam's coming out into the smoke. Mason, though, has a pretty big flank that they are not... Ooh, but they're not watching for, but there is still KJ Util to hold that flank.
Found them.
Alarm bot triggers. The jig is up for Mason, who is vulnerable. Gets brought down by the Classic. All on Turbo in a 1 versus 3. KJ post plant. Util set up. Dog comes in. Does stun him. He's going to go away for now, but they're just being patient and holding. Turret taking that first contact. Working their way through. Turbo time ticking down. Util just being held. Time ticking away. Flash comes in. Oh, it's a fake flash, but it still works. Viper cleans it up for their second on the round. Pistol secured. 11-2. Going to get a tech pause. Sci-Fi has unfortunately disconnected. But with that, tough position for...
Right there. Right there.
But tough position now for Cloud Sus with their backs against the wall. Will they just let the clock tick to 1 minute short of midnight? Or will they try to force into this? Or will they just be comfortable playing with rifles and their backs against the wall? Be interesting to see. Interesting mid-aggression, Septile almost winning, but KWM just playing together very well. Always there to collect their trades and refrags. Playing very clinical Valorant at the moment. 4 players back. 4 players in double digits for them. Flag, once again, still just leading that way. Up to 17 kills. Shugs at 13. Ray at 12. Player is reconnecting. We will be starting again shortly. Here we go. Looks like a couple sheriffs coming out for our defenders, but they'll be up against 2 Spectres, Guardian Bulldog, and a Marshal. It's looking like they might just be going for a 5-man push down B. Camera coming out from Turbo, falling back. Wall coming out to give them B presence, B long presence now being taken. Orb secured. Looking for that cam somewhere, and they find it quickly. Turbo Mason trying to hold these tight corners. Molly comes in and gets a lot of damage to Mason, who just barely escapes with their life. Great util combo. Takis gets that first pick onto Turbo. Great take so far. Mason 3 HP, just trying to find some damage with a right click. Working their way through, gets through the smoke, might have something. Sees the dash, just running around, trying to find something, but Viper collects them in the orb. 5 versus 3. Coming out, Septiles gets some damage on the flag, but not enough. 7 HP left. Kai, though, will get flagged. 3 versus 4, with 2 players so low on HP. Techies tapping with that Guardian. Take some damage for their trouble. Viper Wolf gets Kai. 2 versus 4. Tap comes in, but Techies is there. It's all on Sci-Fi. Getting spammed away. The push comes in. Hungry for that final kill. Chugs will claim it. 12-2 now. 4 players left alive. Match point. 10 chances for KWM to take this map 1 in dominant fashion. Setups coming out for our defenders. Looking at that perfect trip is Turbo. Stars being played. Looks like we might get some 3-man aggression mid. These could be meeting of the players mid. Kai gets that first kill onto Chugs. Techies, though, gets him back through the smoke, spamming away. Still, though, 2 players pushing. 3 now players still out mid, though. Trying to push. Steps being heard. Flash is going to come out. Does catch him. They swing out. Here's Kai. Gets 1. Oh, almost a double. Great spray by Flipwood. Flag is there to trade back. 3 versus 3. Flag on such low HP. Viper tagging away with that Bulldog. Flash coming out trying to work it. Flashes again. Swings out into it. Gets flagged. The Viper Wolf trades
35
right
down
back.
A.
2 versus 2. Kills coming in hot and heavy. Turbo, though, trying to aggress, trying to find this angle. Guns could be recovered for our attackers. But Mason is just falling all the way back, and they're trying to chase after him. Turbo now worked their way up into a more advanced position. Guns now collected, though. Now working their way B. 35 seconds left. Looks like they might be headed back. Hey,
30
Mason now
seconds
holding B lane connector. Remaining 2 attackers now working their way back into A. Which is, of course, where all the util still is for
Placing swarm grenade.
Turbo on Cypher. Molly lineup thrown. Trying to clear out back. Wall coming in from Ray. Walking through the wire.
One enemy
First
remaining.
kill from Turbo. Gets 1. 1 versus 2. Spike going down. Trying to buy time. Turbo wins it out, getting those last 2 kills. Cloud Sus staying alive in this map. 9 chances remain for KWM. But it'll still be a bit of a mixed vibe. Only 4 rifles and that Guardian. Nope, Septile gonna just do work with that big iron on his hip. Optho now in the hand of Techies.
That goes there.
Rounds to play with, getting aggressive on the economy are KWM. Trying to end it right here and right now. Willing to afford the low buy if they lose this round. Marshall peeking down to do battle with the op. Great use of that wall, of the water wall to take that space. Techie's trying to find a little angle here.
Obscuring right there.
Mason and Septile trying to buy time, get into some positions. Wall comes in from Ray. Flashes comes through. Does catch Mason. Spamming through the smoke. See nothing. Chugs though collects Kai on that flank. And now the rotate seems to be on. 3 players had rotated over to B. Turbo back, tracing their steps. But it seems to might have been a fake as they're now heading back towards B. Op's still in that hand. Holding for the flank. Techie's taking that initial push with the op. Swings come in, shoulder peeking. Sci-Fi. Expecting them to maybe come through mid. It is all on Mason, alone here on B. It's going to need to go big, but here comes the dog. It's going to, the dog does not clear him, instead electing to clear back hall. Orb comes down to plant. Flash comes through. Mason working his way through all of this util, trying to find some kills. Doesn't just yet, but it's still a 4 versus 5 though. KJ Alt going to make this even tougher on the defenders for their retake. To more and more time being burned. Are they going to try to take this? All of them still just waiting here. Trying to get at least half. Ray gets Mason. Sci-Fi gets Viper. But Septile gets collected by it. Flag though getting Sci-Fi 2 versus 4. Still just holding. Last 2 players going to have to come out of spawn. Time ticking away. They're really going to have to take this fight. Last 2 cleaned up by Techies and Flag. 13-3. A clinical map shown to us by KWM with a brutal Pearl defense. Flag leading the way, 20-8-7 in their first debut. Strong first showing. Techies 5 first bloods on that jet. Doing great entry work. A strong Pearl showed by KWM, showing why they picked it. But after just a quick break, we will be heading to Cloud Sus's map pick of Lotus. We'll see, will the Cloud Sus attack be stronger there, or will KWM continue to present the brick wall that they showed here on Lotus? All right, and welcome back, everyone. After a decisive map 1 win for KWM, Cloud Sus will look to equalize on their map pick of Lotus to bring us to our deciding map, with KWM looking to continue the form they showed map 1 to clean out a easy 2-0. Heading to Lotus. From the other 3-site map, the interests of the doors. What agents will be picked? Will we see Harbor again? Will we see our first lockdown? Will we see Chamber? Be interesting to see what duelists and everything is picked. We're just waiting for our teams to come back, and we'll quickly be headed into Agent Select. But it'll be interesting to see how Cloud Sus can rebound after a performance I'm sure they were disappointed in map 1. Strong mental on this team, though, so I do expect them to bounce back and fight their hardest to take us to our decider, that is Bind. So we kind of look at our storylines. Flag making their debut and immediate impact known, leading the way for KWM. Subtile back on vacation, also leading the way. But they'll look for just a little bit more out of them in this upcoming map. Techies, not top of the leaderboard, but top in first blood on that jet, doing that jet roll quite well, getting a mix of both rifle and operator kills. And those 5 first bloods, which is really just what you want out of your duelist. Chugs just playing a very steady Astra, partnering with Ray in a good controller duel. Viper Wolf doing what they needed to do, but sometimes in these games, it's unfortunate when you are the sentinel, just away from the action. No one really wanting to push in to your utility. Alrighty now. Looks like both sides are ready, and we'll be taking it to Agent Select. Curious to see, will we see Sky? Will we see Chamber? What will we see out of these teams? A little more duelist variation is possible. We've seen both Jets, raises. Oh, Techie immediately locking in that raise. Ray going over to that Cypher. Viper Wolf onto the breach, kind of trading roles there a bit. Kai still showing that Jet, Flag staying on that Sky. Mason potentially matching the double initiator setup now coming out for KWM. Turbo also looking like they're showing a potential mirror match of our Sentinel players. Septile showing that Omen. Chugs as well, hovering that Omen. Still, Breach on Sci-Fi, double and paired initiators being shown. Looking like the major difference is going to be Techies on the Raze versus Kai on that Jet. Will they continue to work to get an op into Kai's hand? How will Techie use that Raze util to clear some of these corners? In this near mirror match, the way each team utilizes the differences in their duelists will most likely be the difference. We see Impact. Omen, I really do like Omen. He's good on this map. Has a great ability to work with the team or operate as a bit of a lurker. As we getting up, that Jet will be locked in now. So does this near mirror match. Sci-Fi versus Viper. Flag versus Mason. Turbo versus Ray. Kai and Techies, the only differentiations between these two team comps as we head in to map 2. Now this is generally considered an attacker-sided map, so Cloud Sus will look to build an early lead here. And then hopefully get just the remaining rounds they need when it's their turn to defend, where KWM will be looking to show another strong defensive side on a traditionally offensive-sided map. Looking to get a bit of an A-play trap coming out for
This is a nice
our friends at KWM. One wave setup being set up by Ray here on C. Only one player though. Looks like Turbo just going to be setting some trips and leaving. Not going to be buying into this. 4 players though, looking like they're going towards C. Ray takes this immediate contact. The rotate is going to need to be on. Storming through. Ray going to need to get a lot of value here. Smoke's coming out from both sides. Septo, cage being deployed. Chug spamming through, quick rotating, but takes some damage. Damage trading back and forth. No first blood just yet. Damage being traded back by both teams. Spike going down and safe. Not going to be planning for Mound. They're going to have to fight this on site. Might get a jumpy backside as well. Still Techies looking for a late flank potential, but no one found. All 5 CloudSus players are just on site. Techies taking advantage, pushing on through. Kai gets that first pick onto Chugs. Septile gets one onto Techies. Ray, though, trades back onto Kai. 3 versus 4 into the post plant. Septile gets Viper Wolf. 2 versus 4. Next animation gets Ray. Flag gets Septile, but Sci-Fi is there to clean it up. Pistol round going the favor of CloudSus. Fast and furious post-plant retake attempt, but CloudSus was there to hold, was managed to hold and take that round. First go by coming in with 3 Spectres, a Marshal, and 1 Stinger against just nothing but classics and some util for our defenders. Flash play, just looking like a big trap play though, coming out A, but they're still just gonna run down C. Ray getting blinded, dashing, getting through the Yeoman util. Septile chasing down Ray, forcing off the site, playing for that retake potentially. Chugs and Flag rotating in. Gets Chugs. Septile gets flagged, swung together there. 3 versus 5. Ray taking contact, gets mowed down by Septile. Gets flashed out though. Viper gets 1, gets 2.
1 enemy remaining.
But Mason cleans up Techies. Gun recovered for Viper in a 1 versus 3. Spike count kicking down. 2 players though are holding. Gets 1. Cannot get the 4th. A valiant effort for Rival, doing some damage to them economically. Only 2 Spectres will be carried into this bonus round. Potentially looking like a good opportunity for a clean rifle round conversion for KWM. We're going to see. We've just been going hard C. Have CloudSus. Will they set to more of a default? Will they continue this aggression? More players shifting towards this mid B. No longer stacking up for this trap play on A. Still C being lean, but there is flag here. As initial util is being traded back and forth.
They found my wire.
Wire immediately broken. Flashes coming in. Dogs coming in. Cross being held. Good Omen Blind is going to try to get him on site. More players are trying to funnel in to hold. Flag gets 1, but Kai and Septile get pistol kills their own. Can do a 3 versus 4 post plant. Those rifles able to be recovered into the hands of the attackers. Viper Wolf swings, runs into 2, flashes out, gets 1, puts Septile, cleans him up. Techies gets 1 onto Mason. 2 versus 3. Chugs gets 1. It's in a 1 versus 2, all on Techies. Septile pushing out of the smoke and cleans it up with their 3rd, but is traded back onto the boombox. Turbo, the lone survivor, walks away with it. But that is now 3 rounds in a row for our attackers. Septile already on 7 kills. Eco round now being forced out. Some Buckies in hand now for our defenders. Looks like more of a potential default coming out, or an alien finally for the attackers. Double Buckies on C. 2 Sheriffs and a Stinger. Nate's stun combo coming out, but is waited out. One-way smoke also deployed. Patiently being waited. Aggressive angles being taken. Chugs, though, just gets Turbo with the running Stinger. Door open. Doesn't manage to recover the gun, though. But still, here comes the Seeker. Is immediately going to catch Techies. Space trying to be made. Trying to get out. Techies still somehow stays alive. 5 versus 4. HP low. Gun going to be recovered, it looks like. And it is. Dog now coming in. Working there, trying to take B. Dogs trading back and forth. Trap is broken. Good blind by Chugs, but Kai is there to spray him down anyway. Flag just playing in the smoke, trying to get a kill with this Bucky. Breach coming in, trying to beat the post plant. Oh, but Stepchild gets Techie. Flag, though, gets Kai. Mason gets back onto Viper Wolf. 2 versus 3, favoring our attackers. Low HP on Sci-Fi. Trying to flash. Spike getting planted here on B.
Spike planted.
2 Buckies in the hands of our defenders. Now, much tougher in these retakes. Stepchild just holding spawn.
Last player standing.
Sci-Fi will collect Flag, still holding this nice little tight angle from Pit. There's no choice but to swing into it. They know he's there. Gets swung. Sci-Fi cleans up there for their second of the round. 4 rounds now on the board. It's Cloud Sus trying to do the same. Timeout quickly coming out from KWM. They must see something that they don't like there. What adjustments will they make? They've just kind of been getting run over. Do they try to commit to these 5 alive retakes? Do they try to mix up where and how they're playing? Any differences in their util? It'll be interesting to see. Maybe they'll want to hold that raise nade. And that raise nade is thrown pretty quickly into the round. It isn't just been getting a lot of value. I think teams just know not to run into it for the most part. 4 rounds though in a row. Back on rifles, but if they do lose this, they will be back to being pretty broke as the bank begins to build for Cloud Sus as they look to run away on this map and put the boot on the other foot to KWM and return that favor and take us to map 3 on Bind. Timeout taken away. And we're back in live play. Aileen apparently being currently shown from Cloud Sus.
Oh, this is a nice
Bit of a C lean coming in though from our defenders, looking like they have some trap play thoughts, but it's going to be an aggressive A take it looks like. Bomb though, being kind of just held B, but Trip comes down. Aggression coming out, flashing out through. Heard though, Ray does hear them. Viper playing on this broken door. Door being open. Broken door being broken. The Stepchild pushes through, takes a lot of damage, but does get Viper Wolf. Pushing through. Turbo getting that plant down. Ray caught on cam by Kai. Quickly into a 3 versus 5. Stepchild got healed up by Mesa. They're now holding kind of across. Techies gonna push into this cross. Kai sees the first. Nade comes in, trying to push through, but Stepchild's holding that cross. Gets Techies. Chug still gets Mason. Kai gets Flag. Chug gets Kai. 1 versus 3. It's all on Chugs. Ring around the Rosie. Being played in the door. Sci-Fi spamming away, working their way through that Cypher cage. Working. Sci-Fi swings onto Sci-Fi. Gets that first. Last 2 players now back through into the room. Gets 1. Chugs on for the ace clutch. Time getting so low. They get it to half, but Turbo denies the ace clutch. 5 rounds in a row. Cannot escape the bomb though. All players down. Money looking very good for our attackers. Light Buy gonna have to come in. A valiant effort from Chugs, but just not enough. Looking like Chugs might be bringing out that hero rifle. SMGs and pistols coming out for everyone else. So armor rifles, base rifles coming out. No ops yet for our attackers. Coming back towards this ceiling. This KWM can just never has their stack right. Unfortunately for them. Flag. Bucky in hand. Gonna need getting excellent util, force them out of position, trying to buy time with the flash. Gets caught by the Omen flash. Still though, just trying to get a kill with the Bucky. Spams away, doesn't get 1 though. Chugs gets Stepchild. Chugs gets Kai. Techie gets Mason. Chugs gets another onto Sci-Fi. Very quickly, a 5 versus 1. All on Turbo. Rifles being recovered. Spike down. Turbo is seen. Chugs gets their 4th. Back-to-back 4Ks as Chugs is trying to single-handedly drag KWM back into this map. Both Omens leading the way at 10 apiece. Chugs dropping 8 kills in the last 2 rounds. A much-needed round win for our defenders. As their money begins to stabilize. Money now starting to go not be as good for the attacking Cloud Sus. Will most likely be forced onto a mixed buy if they cannot convert this round. 4 rifles. Ray, though, still just keeping that Spectre they found. Flash combo trying to take some early aggression. Nate, though, just being waited out. One-way set up. Techie's pushing up into an aggressive position. Has Ray's ult. Kai, though, sitting there with the knives. Get up to an elevated position. Although 2 players are working their way down mid, as in Septile and Turbo. Sci-Fi on their own, pushing C. Still Mason and Kai holding out of A window. Flash is going to reveal Septile, but what a shot by Septile to take down Chugs. Saying, you will not get me this round. Flag gonna need to go big here. Here's the spike to plant it. Flag, though, gets Turbo. Flag gets Septiles. That is now spiked down in the heart of B in a 3 versus 4. Techies gets Kai. Quickly 4 versus 2. Util being traded back. Both teams pretty blind. Spam's coming through that cage. Potential Sci-Fi thinking about the ult, but it is a 2 versus 5. Might save that for a better day. Flag gets their 3rd of the round onto Mason, all on Sci-Fi in a 1 versus 4 with Spike down. Into the double face, gets one onto Flag, but Viper Wolf is there to clean it up. Now 2 in a row. Whenever setting that timeout seems to have worked for KWM as they look to build some momentum. Couple rifles still can be bought for the attackers, but we are going to see some SMGs and pistols.
This is a nice spot.
They're still looking for a nice another clean round from KWM. Will really put their economy into the driver's seat. 2-5, looking like 3 players A, 2 players C. Septile taking an immediate aggressive push, trying to get this trap. Is going to get 1, gets 2. Great use of that, of their util to immediately get 2 and deny the Raze ult. Camel gets 1, working to take A control. Spike, though, is still headed to C. Ray is holding. Kai, though, sees the kill trip, but Ray swings off that kill trip to get the first kill of the round for KWM. The Cabbages revealing the mid-rotate away. Chugs, though, gets Septile with an excellent lurk of their own. Mason trying to follow him up onto site, but Chugs gets out. All 3 remaining players coming towards A. Flag holding deep. Here comes the upload coming in, going to reveal the enemy position. Chubbs, though, gonna get stunned out from this. Mason trying to push them out. Spike is going to go down at A. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 retake. Spike planted for tree. Trips being placed down. Post plants are being set up. Chugs looking to take this initial first piece of contact. One coming into the CT. Mason works the way up, though. Gets flag. And just gets away. Great motion there. Working their way. Chugs gets flashed out. Working. Still trying to play crossfires together. 3 versus 2. Ray tries to get under this trip. It knows he can't. Breaks it. Chugs and Ray swinging out together. Oh, taps the spike, but gets killed. Ray gets 1. 7 bullets. 2 left. Gets 2. 2 bullets left. That's all he needs. Ray gets 4. 3. Oh, time going to be close. Gets it half a second to spare. Ray with a 4K heroics to win the 3rd round in a row for KWM. As their momentum begins to work back. Money looking good on all of them apart from Chugs. Could get bought by Ray. We'll see if that happens. Rifles, though, still going to be able to come out for Cloud Sus, as they made that a very expensive eco round. Only 1 player surviving for the defenders. So get into this round. Will they go default? Looks like we're going for mid-C control. Ray and Flag going to be holding there. Blind is going to reveal them there. Kai taking the swing anyway. Stun coming out, taking this immediate control. Ray and Flag holding deeper. Alt comes in onto C. Does catch it. Chugs, though, gets Mason. Septile TP's away. Might catch Techie. Oh, but they see him. Sees Septile. They know Septile's in their spawn. Spike, though, is working its way onto C. But it is still a 2 versus 4. They're working to try to clear Septile. Flag takes the first, but Septile gets 1. Break spot, but gets pushed out on both sides. Techie's cleaning it up. 1 versus 3. Trying to bait out is Sci-Fi, but I still think they figure that he is C. Breach working C. Might be able to get Spike down here. Taps the bomb, trying to maybe find some kills. Players working their way through Waterfall. Sci-Fi trying to find one, sees one, but Techies cleans it up. 4 rounds now in a row for KWM. This momentum now firmly in their hands. Some hero, a couple rifles can be forced out for Cloud Sus. Will they do that? Looks like we're going to get a Guardian at the least.
Goes here.
Full rifles available for our defenders as they have really come out swinging after their timeout. Kill trips being placed by Ray, trying to find just the spot. Techie's trying to seize that initial nade, looking to try to catch that teleport play, but still just the util being baited out. Some dogging to clear. Kai holding this kind of B push. Dog coming out from flag to look for this B contact. Doesn't see anyone just yet, but we'll see on here. Sees 2. Gets Kai. Kai gets bit on the butt. Looks like they're still posturing C. Spike, though, not committed anywhere. 2 players working their way up A. As space has been given, and Septile and Mason are taking it. Guardian and Spectre. Door being opened, working their way out. Mason encounters Viper Wolf, swinging away with the Spectre. Septile gets 1, but traded back by Techies. Mason trying to recover something better than that Spectre. Gets the Guardian, trying to prove they're a Guardian gamer, dueling with Techies, who pushed him out. Turbo, Sheriff dueling with Flag on the backside of this trip. Broken, Techies blasts up, gets Mason. Nading him out onto Sci-Fi. Flashed away Sci-Fi with a rifle in hand, though. He's going to get the Spike down in a 3 versus 4 post plant. Kai and Turbo working their way through A main, going into the smoke. Chugs sees Kai. Kai gets flagged, but Chugs trades right back onto Kai. 2 versus 3. Sci-Fi trying to Chugs to buy time. Get Chugs. Chugs teleports right forward, but right onto Turbo. 2 versus 2. Locations are revealed, though. Techies and Sci-Fi now dueling. Sci-Fi, though, knows Ray is there as well. Techies, though, taking aggressive angle. Ray gets Turbo. And 1 versus 2. Sci-Fi gets 1. Techies so low. And Techies will win it up, spraying each other through the box. 5 HP left, and 6 rounds now in a row for KWM. So close. A great effort by Sci-Fi. But just 5 HP short in the end there. Rifles now coming back out for the majority. Cloud Sus, but some of them going to have to be forced. 2 rifles, 2 sheriffs, and a Spectre. Full rifles. The money just really out of control for KWM. 5.
Yes, this should do.
5 now. Rounds being traded back in bunches. Immediate A control taken. It's going to find no one. Big B hit coming in for the attackers. Here comes the stun. Septile trying to take aggressive teleports. Turbo caging their way through. Spike has been planted. Flag working their way through. Gets Mason. Sky on Sky. Septile gets Chugs, though. 4 versus 4. Turbo and Ray also
Found my wire.
just crossing each other. Turbo and Ray about to do. Dog's going to spot Turbo. Just gets out, but is going to catch some damage. Septile. Sorry, Sai gets Techies. Viper and Fly, though, trading back for 2 of their own. Septile gets another. 2 versus 2. Ray gets Septile. It's all on Kai. Gets 1. Oh, gets some damage. 2 bullets left. Ray is holding. Gets it to half. Comes off. Ready to fight. Ray wins it out. And secures the round. 6 rounds now in a row. Won by KWM. Another very close attempt. Coming down to these 1 versus 1s, but in these most recent rounds, they have gone in the favor of KWM, who are now at 6 rounds, looking to win the attack. Chugs leading the way. Chugs and Septile leading the way for both teams. Omen on top. Potential more default lean coming out here into this last round. Stun nade just immediately coming out again for KWM. Will they ever push into it? Sceptile, though, is... Oh, almost gets caught by it. Takes a little bit of damage. Aggression coming out from Viper and Techies, though. Omen. Oh, Sceptile gets in very deep. Chugs, though, will clean that up. Is waiting for it. Chugs. Denying that. Here comes the erase. Alt. Com sees it in. Good push. Rocket doesn't get the kill, but forces the kill. Turbo kind of trapped in here, dueling. Techies gets Turbo. Techies gets Mason. It's all on Sci-Fi in a 1 versus 5 trap. People coming from all sides. Sci-Fi gets one, but Flag cleans it up. 7 rounds in a row to end this defensive half for KWM. Chugs leading the way with 14 for his team. Sceptile leading the way in the lobby. 17 on the board for them. A very important pistol run. Normally an attacker side of the map has been flipped on its head by KWM. Do Cloud Sus have that same trick? It's going to be a very important pistol round for Cloud Sus to win here. Looking like a 5-person A push. Have to worry about the stun, but no nade to really worry about for damage. They might be able to push through this to a certain level. We'll find out when the barriers come down. Traded back and forth are the breach stuns. Flash is coming in. Flash being traded. Sci-Fi taking an aggressive angle. Sees a bunch of heads. Gets a tag, but not enough. Viper clears it out. Mason trying to hold a red angle. Sceptile sees working their way through on this flank. Mason gets one, gets two, but traded immediately back by Ray. But Ray's traded back by Sceptile. 3 versus 2. Flag gets one. Flag gets two. It's all down to Turbo versus Flag and Chugs. Spike is down, though. Not a recovery, but it's going to be tough for Turbo to challenge. Flag working their way up to get the Spike. Spike recovered. In comes the Flash. He's going to spot Turbo. They know where he is. Chugs working their way. Door opened. Working their way deeper onto site is Chugs. Swings through. Oh, Turbo gets flagged, but Chugs then is there to just trade it back. Pistol going in favor of KWM. Now with an 8-5 lead, looking to make it 9-5 and build that commanding gap that'll lead them to this map win. Cloud Sus looking to get frisky with an eco here. We'll see if they have that in them. A couple sheriffs being bought, full specters for our attackers as they're looking to lean C. 2 players C. Will they push it? Sceptile always wants the challenge. Only knows fight, but he's going to swing into 5 of them most likely and gonna just get sprayed down by SMGs. Trevor doesn't have his gun out, just gets run. The train is on. The SMGs are going burr. The C execute is on. Spike is going to be planted with little effort. Mason being defeated by that Cypher. Is going to break it, but they know they are being flanked. Kai with the Sheriff in hand, working their way through Waterfall. Sci-Fi trying to take some backside control. Ray, though, swings out, fights Viper, gets Sci-Fi. It's all onto Kai in a 1 versus 5. Being forced away. So much sight and CT control being taken. Kai's going to swing into Techies here. Gets a shot onto Techies. Great kill. Trying to find another one, but the flashes just keep coming. Kai pop stash. And they're swinging onto him. Kai. Gonna rock and a hard place. Oh, gonna see Viper Wolf. But just not enough. Spectre wins the day there. 4 players left alive. We'll have a strong bonus. Will KWM now a 4-round lead. A very important rifle round. Almost a must win for Cloud Sus. As they look to convert this rifle against 4 Spectres and a Sheriff. Kills being pretty evenly spread. Only 4 is the max alt charge currently had for either team, so no alts in the near future. Default kind of coming in. Still, util traded back. Good nade by Techies is going to force them off. Get some initial chip damage, though. still working. Sci-Fi playing back of sight on A with Kai. Orb being taken, trying to get that ult on Viper Wolf as quickly as possible. They're still just holding good patience, burning away utility. Smoke's coming out. Subtile holding for Ray, kind of feels it, sees the shot, traded back and forth. Dog goes in, might not have seen Sci-Fi, but I think they have an idea as they work in. Shugs, though, trying to work this deep flank. All the players slowly rocking out. Limited contact taken on both teams. Septile and Ray, first contact on each other. Again, Septile will get that first pick onto Ray. Chugs now, though, working their way in. Sees Turbo, but Turbo is there to clean it up. 3 versus 5. Last 3 players burst that onto. Kai gets 1. Sci-Fi gets 1. All on Viper Wolf. Gets 1 with the Sheriff. But still a 1 versus 4, and they do not have a rifle or an SMG. Trying to flash, but flashes being traded back and forth. Gets some extra damage onto Sci-Fi, but Mason is there to clean it up. 6th round now on the board. 3 players left alive. We'll see what the other 2 players buy. 2 away from Jet Knives on Kai. Full rifles easily able to be bought. It was just the bonus for KWM. Rifles versus rifles. Money a little precarious for both teams. Although not that bad for Cloud Sus. They should be able to buy regardless of this next round outcome. Initial breach stun A. Just trying to do that conditioning, but no one else there. Majority of the team is on C. Flash comes out. Septile does take it. Techie working on this high angle. Still 2 players, though, working up mid are Ray and Viper Wolf now. 2-3 BC side. Sci-Fi is still kind of holding here for A, should they choose to rotate. Playing on door is Mason. Defensive shape not yet really changed up for our defenders. Dog coming in from flag, trying to take some space here onto A main. Kai ready to take this first contact. Should it be flashed? Works his way out. Sees that first head, but Viper Wolf gets that first kill. Ult now in up for Viper Wolf. Util being traded back and forth. Sci-Fi wins it up, but is immediately swung, blinded, and naded. Mason, though, gets 1 as well. 3 versus 4. Low bullets. Flash is coming out. Sci-Fi, though, gets Ray. Chugs, though, and Taki trade back to their own. Taki's gets another 1 versus 2, all on Mason. All on, sorry, Turbo. So that goes down. Dinks Techies. All on Chugs. Turbo wins it. A huge 2 versus 1 clutch for Turbo. Run it back as he works to bring Cloud Sus back into this game. 9-7 now. Money still most likely going to allow for rifles for both teams. Looks like we might be getting a light buy, though, out of KWM. Septile and Chugs both leading the way for their respective teams. 19 for Septile, 17 for Chugs. Flag continues their strong showing with a triple-double already. All right. Looks like we have an alien. Op, though, in the hands of Kai. Ray jumps through. Op is revealed, but no damage dealt. And that's going to cause a rotate. Ray really just trapped here with a Sheriff. Turbo jump peeking for it. 4 players now coming up into B. Mason's dog is going to reveal at least 1, maybe saw 2. Chugs continues to push up. Breach Util is going to catch no one. Smoke's looking like we're going to get a B exact. Mason holding this cross and only to be doing some to spray down the players as they come through. Gets blinded, but does dodge the blind. Well done here. Flash coming to back. Spike is going down. Kai pushes out, gets sprayed down by Chugs. Techies gets Mason. Very quickly, a 3 versus 5. Guns now recovered. Septile does get a flash, trying to work through the smoke. Opposite side of Flag. Flag holding this tight pillar angle. Septile gets Techies, but Flag drive-bys him with the Stinger. Turbo and Viper collisioning back forth. Turbo gets 1 onto Flag, but Chugs gets Turbo. It's all onto Sci-Fi in a 1 versus 3. Gets 1, but Chugs there to clean it up with the jumping right click. 10th round on the board for KWM. Do not want that op. to go for rifles for their attack. High, though, will have jet knives into this round. Both Omens now on 20 apiece. Sceptile, though, going to have be forced into that Sheriff, but he is a demon with it. Looking like 4 Sheriffs and a Spectre, a Stinger against full rifles. Looking like they're going for a 4C setup. No one is on C. One player going to be baiting some util out on A potentially. Slow push is coming. Double push, though, coming out of B. Going to catch Flag, but Flag is there to get one. Does Dink get a lot of damage onto Flag? They cannot be healed back, but they will escape. How going to take this next duel? Techies wins out that duel. Very quickly, 3 versus 5 into this eco. Very low HP, though, on Viper. Alt comes out, going to reveal the locations. They know they're all in this back CT area. Blind comes out onto Sci-Fi, who gets taken out by Techies. Great utility and swinging together there. Turbo trying to work the door, taking shots back and forth. Mason holding this tight corner with the Stinger, trying to get something done. Ray holding this off angle, waiting for it. Swings into it, gets a lot of damage, but not enough to finish off Turbo. It's about 6 HP left. He just has to keep taking it. Ray will clean it up, Cypher on Cypher. It's all left to Mason in a 1 versus 5 with just a Stinger in hand. Techies looking for their 3rd on the round to finish this up. Being held the same with Chugs. Chugs now leaving. I think they're just content to let Mason die to the spike here. Get out with no casualties. All 5 rifles intact as the bank continues to grow. Mason will just have to die to the spike. 11 rounds now on the board for KWM as their attack is beginning to gain some momentum. Timeout now coming out for Cloud Sus, as they really need to stiffen up here if they want to take us to map 3. Just to see what adjustments they made. I mean, can they do what was done to them and come out and win all the rounds after the timeout was called on defense? What adjustments will they be talking about? It's the same. Are they always faced with the same quandaries that KWM were? How will they handle that? Will they just play more retake? Will they just start clicking heads? It's tough to tell, and only time will tell. As time ticks away on the timeout, KWM looking to take us to match and map point. Full ultimates online for our defenders. They have a lot of retake utility, but Breach and Raise ult are online for the attackers. Very powerful ults for space clearing and denial. We need to see how these are deployed in what could be a very make or break round, especially given the money situation for Cloud Sus. Round about to start. 5 players leaning A for KWM. Stuns out, flashes out, smokes being traded back and forth. Sceptile stepping into the smoke, playing a tight angle. Door is broken. Techies waiting, trying to clear out this broken door situation, which is being held. Turbo takes that contact, breaks the nade. Great ult from Sci-Fi. Gets 1. Turbo gets 1. Gets 2, does Turbo. 3 versus 5 off of the ult. Ray gets 1, though, back onto Sci-Fi. 2 versus 4. Flank coming in from Tide. He sees it, though. Brings it to a 2 versus 3. Bomb, though, is in flag, kind of trapped behind rubble. Flashes out. Sci-Fi, though, wins it onto Ray. All on flag in a 1 versus 3. Gets 1. Cannot get the another as Turbo gets their 3rd kill of the round, bringing it to 11-8.
These parasites aren't going to take
Great
one
ult
step
usage there
past
from
this place.
Sci-Fi. But now, Breach ult uncontested on the table for KWM, as well as Techies with that Raise ult. Flag up to 17. Sci-Fi up to 15. Techies on 16 as well. Tightly contested top leaderboard. Looks like aggression from both teams coming out A. Flashes and stuns being traded. Sceptile getting it back to a high position. Hasn't been seen just yet. Everyone is just blind. Sceptile gets 1. tries to teleport away, but will get cleaned up by Flag. Chugs though, swings and gets Sci-Fi as well. Quickly 3 versus 4. Ray going to get dogged. Getting Flash, tries to turn the Flash, and they do, winning it out onto Mason. 2 versus 4 now, and with long odds for the defenders. Kai working his way through Spawn, but just delayed by these wires from Ray. Chugs working his way. Kai working his way through. Gonna have to break this one. Flank is revealed. Chugs flying on top of this box. Flag flashing out for intel, does find no one, but Ray is pushing and most likely going to find Turbo in just a matter of time. Or the smoke will dissipate, and Chugs will see him, and he does. Right when the cam went out, timing terrible for Turbo. It's all on Kai, and Flag quickly puts a stop to that, taking us to map and match point. 12-8 in favor of KWM. Money a little awkward for Cloud Sus, but they'll force out some. They'll get out at least one rifle and a Bulldog. Should be able to get a second rifle out. Septile, though, just be forced on that Sheriff.
That goes there.
What will they do? Backs against the wall. Kai will have those jet knives. Putting every dollar they can into this round. Full rifles and a lot of money banked up. Kai, immediate knives. Trying to push aggressively here out past Mound. Hoping to dodge this flash. Playing this angle. Swings in. Gets one with his knives, but Viper immediately trades back. Shots just being swung back and forth. 2, though, already going, more kills going in the favor of KWM. 3 versus 4. Not the trade you were hoping for if you are a Cloud Sus supporter. This bot might catch Septile as well, and it does. But he just gets away, gets out. As they flood towards A. No one on A site. Mason trying to rotate back, but space is being taken by Techies. That's his team following him. Spike will go down. Mason, Odin in hand, gonna try to spam away, but gets stunned in return from Viper. 3 versus 4 into this flow fence. Sci-Fi Bulldog in hand. Flag gets some blinded, working, but still no real progress has been made. Septile on site, but just has that Sheriff to their name. Flag gets Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi, though, is avenged by Septile. Techies being held by this Odin. Here it comes. Ult's being used. Ray gets Septile. It is all on Mason. 46 HP. Viper Wolf cleans it up. 13-8 as KWM take the map and the match 2-0. As they take the win here in week 2. Chugs and Septile both putting up strong Omen performances. 22 kills apiece. Flag, though, another strong game at 21. And a closer scoreline this time, but in the end, KWM just a little bit better with their team play. And with that, we thank you for joining us here for week number 2 of the Mystic Valorant Association Season 4. You just watched the Elysium Division. As always, command Discord in chat. If you're new, come on down. The comments were really nice. Season is underway, but you can still join. The GMs are always looking for new talent. So come on down, potentially play this season. And we also have a nice little active 10-man's leaderboard that you can participate in as well to get your name out there. We'll be coming back at you next week with more exciting games in the Elysium and Asphodel divisions. In the meantime, I'm Striker. Good night and have a great week.